My aging skin, 69 plus years old. Stay tuned. Hi. Yep, I'm talking about aging skin, my aging skin, at 69 plus years old. Boy, I have a lot to say. You know, I use different products and do everything I can to keep my skin nice, to keep it youthful, to exfoliate it, to polish it, to do whatever I can to keep it moisturized and hydrated. And that's skin on my whole body, my face and my whole body. To keep my feet soft and my hands soft. I really do try. I really make the effort. But you know what? You can only do so much. And there is no magic bullet. There's no magic cream. It just doesn't exist. Maybe it helps. You may have a little improvement, but you're not going to change what naturally happens as we age. Now, for me at 69 and 4 months, I notice huge changes. I've noticed changes ever since I was 65. They were more subtle. I mean, it was nothing that, I would complain about. But the closer I'm getting to 70, and especially this year in particular, now the changes are big. I mean, big. And what can we do? We lose collagen. With each passing year, with each passing decade, we lose it. We can't get it back. We lose our elastin. The elasticity in our skin is so different. And there's nothing you can do to bring it back. You can try, you can maybe help it, but you're not going to change the overall picture. Because you cannot change your age. So for somebody who has lived 69 and almost a half years, those changes are happening, and I'm sure they're going to continue to happen. If I do a video like this next year when I'm 70 and a half, I'm sure the changes are going to be even greater. I can't imagine, but I know they will be. So for example, crepey skin. Oh my gosh. And I know that there are people that are 50, 45, 55 that talk about their crepey skin or that their skin is getting crepey. And I understand. I guess it would be considered crepey. Because it's different. It's different at 50 than it was at 40, and different at 60 than it was at 50. But now when you're talking almost 70, I'm talking like major crepe. Major crepe. I mean, it's everywhere. It's on your legs, your thighs, your neck, your face, your arms. It's just everywhere. And it may not show up on the camera, but trust me, it is very crepey. Sometimes if I twist my arms a certain way or hold them close to my body like this, it'll show up on the camera, the lines, the bands. But in real life, if you could see me, you would see it. The skin becomes loose. It doesn't even matter if you're thin or if you have muscles. I have some muscles. They might not be huge, but I have some. But that doesn't matter. The skin still changes. Muscles or no muscles, thin or not thin, the skin is crepey. It doesn't have the collagen it used to have. or the elasticity. And no matter how many exercises or weights or whatever you do, you get stronger, but you're not going to change the overall picture. At least that's my opinion, because I am at this age and I can see my own skin. Maybe other people's look different, but I don't know. I just know what mine looks like. Your knees, down above your knees. All of a sudden you look down and you see lines going across like this. Kind of like some people get those forehead lines that go across. They're across the top of your knees. And it just looks crepey and, lined and saggy. What can you do? I walk an hour every single day, and I speed walk. I'm an active person. I'm a dancer. I love to dance. I'm on the move all the time. So I get plenty of exercise, but it doesn't change this, and it's not going to. Not for me anyhow. Another thing are spots. Oh, the spots. I'm not talking sunspots. That's to be expected. You get them here or there. You don't like them. I have one right here. I don't know if it shows on the camera, but it's there. And, I don't have very many, but I do have some, and I have some on my chest. And, that's, again, what do you expect when you're 69 and a half years old? You have been exposed to the sun, and that damage eventually comes out. Now that's something you can do something about. I talked to my dermatologist about it, and she said you can use liquid nitrogen. She did it on me. You can't use it yourself. I guess you could, but I sure never would, because I have a sunspot over here, and it was noticeable and dark, too dark. And so she said, well, let's hit it with liquid nitrogen. That's going to lighten it. And she said you have to be careful, because if you use too much liquid nitrogen, then it will develop a scab and leave a scar. So you have to kind of do it in layers. It's very inexpensive. You can get 10 spots done, 10 treatments, wherever you choose to have them, for $75. Well, hey, $7.50 for a spot removal? I'll take it. So she said, since this one is on my face, let's do it lightly first. And it's real cold. Freezing cold, like ice. And it's in like a spray can kind of thing. And she sprayed it and it felt real cold. Doesn't hurt or anything. It just felt like ice cold. And she said it would turn darker, and then eventually it would get lighter, and it might get a little crusty, and then that crust kind of flakes off. And so if I noticed that, and that happened, then I could come back and she'll do it again. We decided to go that route rather than hit it full force, because she didn't want me to have a scab or a little scar. So that's what we did. So I did one. And so I'm going to go back. I'm going to pay $75, and I'm going to get 10 spots froze off with this liquid nitrogen. I'll do this one, a couple on my chest. I'll let her do this one again. That'll take care of that. And it's inexpensive, it's easy, it's painless. So what do I got to lose? That's something I can do something about. Now the other thing with me and my skin, and I don't know if it has anything to do with weight or it happens to everybody, I have no idea. And that's those bruises. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Usually you'll see them on the top of my hand. This hand doesn't look too bad. There's one right here. And well, I know I have one here on my wrist. Let me see. I can turn this around if you can see it. It's right here. That's another bruise. They're red. They're not bruised, but they're red. Well, I look like somebody that's on a blood thinner. And I'm not on a blood thinner. I'm not on any medication. So why is this happening? But my skin is so thin and the texture has changed. So every time I do laundry, when I'm pulling clothes out of the washer to put in the dryer, I always hit that thing in the middle that spins, when I'm trying to pull a heavy towel out. I bang my hand, nothing drastic, but it knocks up against there. And I have these big marks. They look like blood under the skin, like somebody that was on Coumadin or something. All I have to do is just barely knock my hand up against something or my arm, and there they are. I'm covered in them. Oh, it's so frustrating. But that's just another change that I've noticed in this last year that I didn't notice before. So my skin is very thin. Can't do nothing about that either, nothing that I know of. So these are just changes that happen and are going to eventually happen to all of us. It's just part of life. It's part of aging. Everything on us and in us ages. And it's better to just accept it, laugh at it, look at it and say, what the heck? Where'd that come from? And just go on with life. The same with our faces. People complain your face, sags, it droops down. Then you get these jowls and you get these big, what do they call those? Nasal labial folds, deep here, or deep wrinkles, or crow's feet, hooded eyes. I have the hooded eyes really bad. I mean, to the point where my dermatologist told me I should go see this one doctor who is like an eye surgeon. She said she felt that I would qualify to have some of this taken off and that Medicare would pay for it because it's affecting my vision. It's not a cosmetic thing. I was like, what? I don't want to get my eyelids cut, but I'll try to zoom in or attach a picture of my eyelids. If I'm just looking straight ahead like this, you may not notice it on this camera, but I'll see if I can insert a picture or something. They hang on my eyelashes. I mean on them, especially this eye is worse than this eye. And they hang so much that it does affect my vision. And so now I have 2 deep wrinkles, one on each side of my forehead. I don't have those lines going across. I don't know if you can see this. I'll try to do this and see if you can see it. But trust me, it's deep. One above this eyebrow and that one. And the reason why is I'm constantly trying to hold my eyes open. It's, I try to lift my eyes so that I have better vision, because the muscle just doesn't do it anymore. It doesn't want to lift them. I think that's called the levator muscle. I'm not sure. But anyhow, because I do this all the time to open my eyes wider, to see better, I created 2 big wrinkles, one above each eyebrow. Oh, go figure. But it is a problem, and it hangs so much like the crow's feet. I mean, I know you're probably not going to be able to see this. I'm going to have to do a close-up or take a picture. I can grab so much skin here. I can pinch, well, I can't say I can pinch an inch, but it's close to that. Didn't have that before, not like that. I mean, I think everybody gets hooded eyes eventually, or most people, not everybody, but not like this, not to the point where they are laying on your lashes and you have to make a conscious effort to hold your eyes open so that you can see. Oh boy, it's just always something. Our noses get wider. Why? Why does your nose get wider? What does that have to do with anything? Your ears get bigger. Why? Why just because you're older do your ears have to get bigger? Well, that makes no sense, but it happens. So these are just all things that happen, I guess, to all of us eventually. For me, it's happening now and has been happening in the last year, and I have no doubt there's more to come. So why fight it? Why get down about it? You can't change everything on your body. There's no lotion, potion. What are you going to do? Get your whole body injected with something? No. Just accept it. Be grateful you have skin that's still intact. There's no skin cancer on me at all. There's no breakdown of my skin. I don't have any bed sores or anything. So I just accept it. I laugh. I try to remain grateful. I'm grateful I still have strength in my arms. I still have a muscle. You know, there's things to be grateful for. I'm grateful that these arms are strong and I can lift things and do things with them and dance with them, and I can dance with my legs. Are the wrinkles and the crepiness above my knees? Yeah, but I can still dance. You know, do I have these like blood spots where the blood is under the skin because the skin is so thin? Yeah, it doesn't affect my arms. They still work. I still have both arms. I can use them, I can raise them, I can cross them. I can do anything with them. So how bad can this be? How bad is it because this skin is getting older, aging? It's crepey, it's wrinkly, it's this, it's that, it's thin, it doesn't have collagen. Yeah, that's a lot, but you know what? Everything still works. So that's not so bad. I can dance as good with this crepey, thin, wrinkled up skin as I could when I had skin as smooth as a baby's butt. Doesn't keep me from doing anything. So don't let it keep you from doing anything. Just be, if you go to gratitude again, you're not going to focus on, oh no, look at these and these bands that come down your neck. You know, I didn't know what they were. You know, they're bands, and I think it's because of a loss of collagen. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. But hey, my neck still holds my head up. I can still put a necklace on it. So I'll be grateful for that. And then you just start laughing at yourself and think, oh boy, you think this is bad? At 69 plus? Wait till you're 75. And then I just have to laugh, and I get back into that gratitude, and it helps. So I just wanted to share that with you all. It was on my mind because I was looking at my skin and I'm thinking, darn, you know, every day I notice something, and then I thought, wait a minute, what are you doing? What are you doing? You haven't had a skin graft, you haven't had a cancer on the skin, everything works on your body. Who cares if it's wrinkled or crepey or whatever? It works. Be grateful. So I am, and I just laugh at myself. So I hope that when you get to my age, that you can have the same attitude, that you can just be grateful for it. And for those of you who are younger, much younger, I mean, I have subscribers that are 50 or less. So they're much, much younger, and they're concerned about they're starting to see some crepiness or whatever they see. And I understand. I'm sure I was too. But I'm telling you, you have no idea what it's going to be like. So just accept it, appreciate what you have, and I think that you'll feel a lot better about it. Now, I need to leave an inside beauty tip, and that is kind of along the same lines, but I'm going to talk about our heart and our spirit. Now, your heart physically gets older, of course. It has more damage. It's been working for me for 69 plus years, etc. So, it's been put through its paces. But my heart, not the physical heart, but my heart, my inside heart, my heart of my being and my spirit, I can keep that as young as a child. I can keep that young, and you can keep yours young. It's all about an attitude. Doesn't matter what your age is. You could be 85, 95, like my mother's, 94 and a half. She has such a fantastic attitude and always has. It's like she can hang with the 30-year-olds because of her attitude. You have to have a youthful attitude. Hang out with younger people. Hang out with your kids or your grandkids or just friends. Have fun. Now you're free to do whatever you want, and you don't worry about, what will people think? What will people say? Because at this age, you don't care. You could care less. So you're free to be yourself, to do whatever you want to do. If you want to go out and dance in the street, go out and dance in the street. That keeps you young. It just fills your whole being with youth. And, the more we learn, the more we take in. It's like learning things about nature or learning more and meditating on God's Word. To me, that keeps me young because it gives me the faith of a child. Like I'm excited every time I learn something else or see new meaning in a scripture. Then I get really excited about it. Just like you would when you're a kid. So there's so many ways to stay youthful in your overall being, in your attitude, that when you have that and it's in here and it flows out to other people, this crepey, wrinkly, thin skin just doesn't matter. Not at all. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope it has offered some encouragement to those of you who are looking like I looked and look, of changes that happen. And instead of them happening every year or every 5 years or whatever, when you get to be an old girl, you notice them daily. So this way, I stay happy, I stay in gratitude, and I stay young. Even though I'm an old girl, I am young at heart. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it, and I love spending time with you and sharing these things. And before I leave, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to ring the bell for future notifications. Give me a like if you like it, and leave me a comment how you feel about your aging skin and where you're at in life. Well, until we meet again, this is the old girl signing out. See ya!